The rain hammered down on the platform at O'Hare International Airport, turning the concrete into a slick, unforgiving mirror of the gray Chicago sky. Emily Carter stood there, her wool coat clinging to her like a second skin, suitcase wheels half submerged in a growing puddle. At 32, she was no stranger to disappointment, but this cut deeper than any storm could. Her phone vibrated in her hand, the screen lighting up with a message from her father. "Flight's not for you. Failure. Take the bus home." The words hit like a slap, freezing her in place as families around her huddled together, sharing umbrellas and hurried goodbyes. She blinked hard, fighting the burn in her eyes, not from the wind, but from the raw truth sinking in. They saw her as the leftover, the one who didn't shine. But they had no clue about the empire she'd built in the shadows. What she did next would shatter their perfect little world. Emily had grown up in the polished suburbs of Boston, where her parents, David and Susan Carter, ran their lives like a well-oiled machine. David was a real estate developer, the kind who turned rundown neighborhoods into upscale condos, his office walls lined with plaques from Chamber of Commerce awards. Susan, with her impeccable bob haircut and string of pearls, navigated charity galas and PDA meetings with the grace of a seasoned diplomat, always angling for the next social upgrade. Then there was her younger sister, Brooke, 28 now, with her sun-kissed highlights and effortless vibe that drew people like moths to a porch light. Brooke had turned her college party photos into a thriving fitness-influencing gig, posting FitFam selfies from sponsored retreats in Bali and yoga sessions in Malibu. Emily, though, she was the quiet one, the thinker, the girl who'd rather bury her nose in strategy books than pose for the camera. Practical Emily, her mother would say at holiday dinners, the phrase laced with that subtle pity, like she was describing a reliable but boring sedan in a lot full of sports cars. The favoritism started small, like cracks in a foundation that nobody notices until the house tilts. When Emily graduated summa cum laude with a degree in business administration, her parents threw a backyard barbecue, hot dogs, and paper plates. But when Brooke quit her part-time job to go full-time influencer, they rented out a rooftop venue in downtown Boston for a Dream Chaser bash, complete with custom cocktails and a DJ. It stung, but Emily swallowed it, telling herself family was about support, not scorekeeping. Over the years, though, the imbalance grew into something toxic, seeping into every interaction. 2 years back, in the fall of 2022, Brooke called her in a panic. Her engagement party to Tyler, a venture capitalist with a flashy watch and a habit of name-dropping Silicon Valley bigwigs, was falling apart because the caterer demanded an upfront payment they couldn't swing. "Mom and Dad are already stretched thin with the wedding fund," Brooke whimpered over the phone. "Please. It's just $10,000. I'll pay you back as soon as the gifts roll in." That sum was half of Emily's savings, scraped together from late-night freelance gigs and skipped vacations. But she wired it anyway, because that's what sisters do, or so she thought. The party was a spectacle: crystal chandeliers, live music, and floral arrangements that could fund a small startup. At the event, Emily overheard her father boasting to his buddies about investing in Brooke's future. The money never came back. Excuses piled up: honeymoon overruns, house down payments, Tyler's sure-thing stock tip. When Emily gently reminded her, Brooke would laugh it off. Family doesn't keep tabs. Imminência. Their parents, when they found out about her nagging, pulled her aside after a tense Easter brunch. "Money shared in love shouldn't have deadlines," David said, sipping his mimosa. "Don't be so transactional, Emily. It's unbecoming." It wasn't just the cash. There were the ski trips to Vermont where Emily got the sorry, no room text, even as Brooke's squad of influencer pals tagged along. The constant digs. Brooke just hit 200K followers. What's your latest win?
Aim.
Or the group chat where Susan suggested Emily try Brooke's stylist before family photos. Emily rationalized it all, clinging to the idea that love meant endurance, that one day they'd see her worth. But the breaking point came on a sunny afternoon in June 2023, at the prestigious Willow Creek Golf Club in Connecticut, during a memorial luncheon for their grandfather, Henry Carter. Henry had been Emily's quiet champion, the one who'd sneak her economics books and whisper, "You've got the brains to build empires, kid." In his will, he'd left her $30,000 for Emily's ambitions, big or small. The event started warm, with toasts and shared memories under white tents on the green. Emily was midway through a conversation with her Aunt Lydia, a sharp-eyed accountant, when David tapped his glass for silence. Henry was a man of vision, he began, voice booming. He knew where to place his bets for the biggest payoff. He wove stories of Henry's generosity, then dropped the bomb. As you know, he left a little something to Emily. But after family talks, we're channeling it into Brooke's new wellness app. Henry would have loved seeing his legacy multiply through real innovation. Emily's stomach dropped like she'd swallowed lead. Redirected? Without asking her? Lydia's eyes widened in professional horror. Around them, relatives fidgeted, some murmuring, others averting gazes. Brooke beamed forward in a flowing maxi dress, hand on her flat belly, early pregnancy glow already setting in. This app will inspire millions, just like Grandpa inspired us. Applause rippled, but Emily stood statue still, the betrayal crystallizing. They'd not only stolen her future fund, but announced it like a victory lap, trapping her in silence at a memorial. Tyler clapped her on the back later. Smart move. Reallocating to high-growth potential. What were you gonna do? Stash it in bonds. She left early, drove home in a daze, and that night confronted Susan over chamomile tea in their old kitchen. Grandpa specified it for me, Emily said, voice steady but edged. Susan stirred her cup endlessly. Dreams need direction.
Dear.
Your father and I see the bigger picture. Brooke's on the cusp. This maximizes impact. What about my impact? Emily pressed. Susan's smile was patronizing. You're so grounded. Emily. Stable job. No drama. You'll be fine. Brooke needs the push. That conversation flipped a switch. No more pleas. No more hoping for change. Emily had been thriving quietly all along. Her side hustle, True Path Consulting, started as weekend advice for small Boston shops struggling with digital marketing. It grew fast, word spread, clients lined up.
Now,
with a team of 4 contractors, it pulled in 6 figures annually, focusing on real strategies for ethical brands. Add her day job salary, smart stock picks, and a rental property in Cambridge she'd flipped for profit, and her net worth hovered at $1.5 million. She'd bought a cozy loft in Boston's Seaport District, with harbor views and a home office that inspired her daily. She'd even invested in a local coffee roastery run by her best friend from college, turning it into a community hub. But she'd kept it all from her family. They never asked beyond surface level, always pivoting to Brooke's latest collab. Part of her had waited for them to care, to see her without prompting. That wait ended now. Back in her loft, Emily created a digital vault, family reckoning, screenshots of belittling texts, bank transfers for the loan, Grandpa's will with highlights, voicemails promising repayments that vanished. The calm of organization replaced her rage. This was about justice, not spite. She booked with Harrington Law Group, experts in estate and family disputes. Her first meeting, April 15, 2024. in a sleek office overlooking the Charles River. Laid it out plain. Clear pattern of coercion and theft, Attorney Harrington said. Scanning files. We can demand restitution. Sue if needed. But family fallout. Emily met her gaze. The fallout started long ago. I'm just ending it. In the weeks after that meeting, Emily's life became a meticulous preparation ritual. She dug deeper into records, pulling old emails where Brooke begged for just this once, favors that tallied to $35,000 over 5 years, unrepaid trips, emergency bills, all documented. She practiced her story in the mirror, framing it as a professional seeking equity, not a scorned sibling. Support came from unexpected corners. Her boss at the corporate gig, Marcus Reed, had seen the toll of family calls, her slumped shoulders after hang-ups. The forced smiles. Over lunch one day, he said, I've watched you kill it here for years. You're rock solid. If this fight's what you need, I've got your back. References. Time off. Whatever. His words bolstered her. This wasn't petty. It was reclaiming her dignity from a lifetime of diminishment. The plan centered on a flashpoint, Brooke's lavish 29th birthday gala on July 20th, 2024, at the opulent Drake Hotel in Chicago. Their parents had orchestrated it like a red carpet event, invites to relatives, Brooke's influencer circle, and potential brand partners. It symbolized everything skewed, another shrine to Brooke, another erasure of Emily. She RSVP'd enthusiastically, ignoring Susan's follow-up. Wear something vibrant. Don't fade into the wallpaper for Brooke's sake. Packing that night, Emily bypassed her usual neutrals for a sleek emerald dress that hugged her figure with quiet power. Paired with Grandpa's gold watch, engraved, Chase your time. For strength,
He'd said.
She felt it now. The flight to Chicago was first class, courtesy of David, a gift she hadn't requested. She downgraded to coach on her app, refunding the difference to her own account, logging it as another control tactic. Landing. The city buzzed with summer energy, but Emily's mind was laser-focused. At the hotel, she reviewed her files one last time, then headed to the gala. The ballroom sparkled. Crystal stemware, a live band, towers of macarons in Brooke's signature pink. Guests air-kissed and networked. Brooke held court in a glittering gown, Tyler at her side like a polished accessory. Emily mingled peripherally, sipping soda water, waiting for the toast hour. When David raised his glass, praising Brooke's unstoppable rise, Emily felt the damning pressure build. As applause died, she stepped forward, voice clear and unwavering. A moment, please. Heads turned, murmurs started. This family's poured everything into Brooke, and I mean everything, including what wasn't theirs to give. She pulled out her phone, projecting key docs onto a nearby screen she'd discreetly synced, excerpts, transfer proofs,
Text chains.
Gasps rippled. Grandpa's gift to me? Funneled to Brooke's app without a word. My savings? Loaned and forgotten. Years of support. Dismissed as duty. David's face reddened. Emily, this is not the time. It's the only time, she cut in. Private talks? You've ignored them for decades.
Now.
Everyone sees. Brooke's eyes widened in horror. Hand clutching her bump.
Ink.
Why here? I'm pregnant. Emily's heart twisted, but she pressed on. Because there's always a better time. Your wedding. Your launch. Your life. Mine? Invisible. Tyler stepped up, voice low and threatening. You're ruining her brand. Cease this. Her brand's built on my back, Emily replied. Time for balance. The room buzzed. Phones emerged, capturing the unraveling. Susan pulled Emily aside, hissing, How dare you air our laundry? It's not laundry, it's theft. My lawyer's filing tomorrow. David barked. Name your price to shut this down. Emily met his glare. Not money. Acknowledgement. Respect. Or we go to court. She left amid the chaos. Striding through the lobby as notifications flooded her phone, angry texts, concerned cousins, viral clips already trending in family circles. In her hotel room, overlooking the glittering Lake Michigan, she finally breathed. It wasn't triumph, it was release. The weight of silence lifted. But the storm had just begun. Back in Boston, fallout hit like aftershocks. Brooks' feeds tanked, sponsors bailed on the family drama taint, followers unfollowed in droves. David and Susan spun tales to their network. Emily's jealous breakdown, her ungrateful exaggeration. Some bought it, others didn't. Cousin Jake texted. Saw the docs. You're right, they've always played favorites. Proud of you. Legally. Harrington moved swiftly. A demand letter landed at their door. Return the $30,000 inheritance. Repay $35,000 in loans plus interest. Or face suit for fraud and emotional distress. Tyler, pragmatic as ever, brokered a meet 2 weeks later in a neutral Boston cafe. This covers it all, he said, sliding papers. Sign. And it's over. Emily scanned. Numbers matched. But a NDA clause glared. No silence buyout, she said. I won't pretend it didn't happen.
He groaned.
Brooks a mess, therapy. Lost deals. Isn't that enough? I wanted change, not pain. But ignoring me forced this. She walked out. Revised papers came sans NDA. She signed. Funds wired to her ventures account. David and Susan resisted longer, oscillating between rage voicemails. After all we've sacrificed. And victim pleas. A family call devolved into circles. We loved you best we could. Love shouldn't cost my self-respect, Emily countered. They agreed to a hiatus, no contact till emotions cooled. Surprisingly, Brooke reached out a month later, suggesting a quiet park bench meet in Boston. She looked raw, no filters. Simple jeans, belly rounding out. I didn't see the full picture, she admitted. Voice cracking. The favoritism I benefited. So, I ignored it. Thought you were. Content. Emily nodded slowly. Content being lesser?
No.
Brooke touched her stomach. This baby's making me rethink everything. I want better for her. No hierarchies. It wasn't instant mending, but a crack of light. Honest words. No excuses. As fall leaves blanketed Boston, Emily's world expanded. TruePath outgrew side hustle status. She quit her day job, leasing a sunlit space in Back Bay, hiring 2 full-timers. Marcus connected her to mentors, clients poured in nonprofits, green startups valuing her ethical edge. The coffee roastery boomed, her investment yielding community events and steady returns.
Personally,
solitude suited her. But a speaking gig at a NYC business summit shifted that. Her talk on integrity and branding drew applause and eyes from across the room. During a post-panel mingle at the summit, Emily bumped into Alex Rivera, a sustainability consultant whose TED Talk on eco-innovation had gone viral. Your session nailed it, he said, handing her a coffee. Authenticity's rare in this game. Tall, with warm brown eyes and a laugh that cut through the networking noise. Alex shared her disdain for hype over substance. Their chat stretched from the event to a nearby diner, diving into shared frustrations with superficial industries. I've built tools for transparent supply chains, he explained. But marketing them without the BS? That's where folks like you come in. By evening's end, it felt less like networking, more like connection. Genuine, unforced. Back in Boston, emails turned to calls, then visits. Alex's firm in Philly made weekends feasible. They explored collaborations, TruePath handling his branding revamp, blending her strategies with his tech. But it deepened personally. Walks along the Schuylkill, debates over dinner, a shared love for indie bookstores. For the first time, Emily felt valued without agenda, no comparisons, just appreciation for her mind.
Her drive.
"You've got this quiet fire," he told her one night. Stars overhead. "It's magnetic." She opened up about her family slowly, the scars still tender. "They bet against me," she said. "But I'm winning my way."
He squeezed her hand.
"Their loss. My gain, if you'll have it." By winter 2025, their partnership was official. TruePath and Rivera's EcoTrack launched a joint service, auditing brands for real green claims, marketing them honestly. Revenue surged. Emily's team grew to 5. Her loft now a hub for brainstorming sessions, with harbor views fueling creativity. The rental property appreciated. Her portfolio diversified into ethical funds. Family-wise, the thaw was uneven. David and Susan sent stiff holiday cards. No calls. But Brooke invited her to the baby's ultrasound, little Henry's heartbeat echoing in the dim room. "Named after Grandpa," Brooke whispered. "A fresh start." Emily teared up, placing a hand on the screen. "He's lucky to have you rethinking things." Reconciliation attempts with her parents came in fits. A mediated Zoom in January. David gruff. Susan teary. "We thought we were guiding the family," David admitted grudgingly. "Didn't see the harm." "Harm was me fading," Emily said. "I need equality, not scraps." Susan nodded. "We're trying therapy. For us. For the grandkid." It wasn't perfect. Old habits surfaced, but boundaries held. No more loans, no digs. Emily enforced it, hanging up if lines crossed. Spring brought growth. TruePath landed a national client, an organic food chain. Press followed, dubbing her the ethics marketer. Alex proposed a merge, not just businesses, but lives. Over a picnic in Fairmount Park, ring in hand. "Build with me?" She said yes. The sapphire from Grandpa Wait?
No.
Her heirloom watch, glinting in the sun. But shadows lingered. A viral clip from the gala resurfaced on TikTok, sparking debates on toxic families. Emily fielded messages, supportive strangers, even a book offer for her story. She declined, focusing forward. One night, David called unexpectedly. "Saw your article in Forbes. Impressive."
Pause.
"We were wrong."
Eminência.
"About a lot." The admission hung heavy. A bridge tentatively rebuilt. Emily exhaled. "Thanks, Dad. Let's see where it goes." As summer neared, she stood on her loft balcony, city humming below. The failure from that rainy platform had forged her path, not revenge, but rebirth. Strength in authenticity. Value in self-belief. Wait. But the story wasn't done unfolding. With the engagement to Alex, wedding plans sparked ironic echoes of Brooke's extravagance. Emily opted simple. A garden ceremony in Philly. Close friends. No influencers. Brooke attended. Baby Henry gurgling in her arms. A tentative sisterly bond forming over shared aunt duties. "You're glowing," Brooke said, hugging her. "Deserved." David walked her down the aisle, stiff but present, Susan dabbing eyes. Vows exchanged under blooming arches. Alex's words resonating. "You taught me real partnership." Honeymoon in Costa Rica Eco Lodge. No filters needed. Professionally. The merged firm, PathTrack, exploded. A feature in Wired praised their revolution in honest business. Emily mentored young women via webinars, sharing without specifics. Value yourself first. Others will follow. Family dinners resumed cautiously. Boston holidays. Neutral ground. Tensions flared occasionally. Old comparisons slipped, but Emily redirected firmly. We're equals now. Baby steps. But forward. Henry toddled into her life, his tiny hands grasping hers. A symbol of unbroken legacy. Grandpa would have smiled.
Yet.
Doubts crept in quiet moments. Was forgiveness too soon? Alex reassured. Healing's your choice. Therapy helped. Unpacking layers of resentment. By fall. A new venture. Emily authored Authentic Edges, a book on ethical marketing, drawing from her journey without naming names. Launch event packed. Family attended. David even bought copies. Proud, he muttered. Closure? Not fully. But peace in progress. As snow dusted Boston, Emily reflected, from abandoned to architect of her fate. The text that broke her rebuilt her stronger. Family, redeemed in parts. Distanced where needed. Life, hers, fully. Wait. But expansion called. PathTrack opened a West Coast branch. Emily relocated temporarily to Seattle. Alex by her side. New city. New challenges. Navigating growth without losing soul. A call from Brooke. Miss you. Henry's sang anthem. Warmth spread. Bridges mending. In Seattle's misty mornings, Emily found fresh rhythm. The PathTrack office overlooked Puget Sound, waves mirroring her evolving calm. Morning started with jogs along the waterfront, clearing her mind for client pitches, now including tech giants seeking greenwashing fixes, which she turned down flat. Integrity or nothing became her mantra, echoing in team meetings. Alex thrived too, his tools integrating seamlessly, their partnership a model for the firm. Evenings blurred work and life, cooking experiments in their rented bungalow, planning a permanent move. This city's got potential, Alex mused over stir-fry. Like us. Family ties stretched across miles. Video calls with Brooke grew frequent. Baby updates. Light laughs. Henry's walking. Wish you were here. Emily flew back for his first birthday. A low-key park picnic. David grilled burgers. Susan fussed over cake. No barbs. Just tentative normalcy. Your book's selling well, David noted awkwardly. Read it. Good stuff. Emily nodded. Thanks. Means something. Progress. Fragile but real. But old wounds resurfaced when a cousin's wedding invite arrived, lavish. Reminiscent of Brooke's. Emily attended, but flashbacks hit during toasts. She stepped out for air, Brooke followed. You okay? Echoes, Emily admitted. But I'm past it. Brooke hugged her. We're better now.
Thanks to you.
Back in Seattle. Therapy sessions deepened, unpacking favoritism's roots. Forgiving without forgetting. Alex listened post-sessions, offering quiet support. You're rewriting the script. Business boomed. PathTrack hit 7 figures. Hiring diverse talent. Emily spoke at conferences, her story inspiring without details. Rise above diminishment. A podcast invite led to vulnerability. Family can undervalue you. Don't let it define you. Listeners resonated. Fan mail poured in.
Personally,
Alex and she adopted a rescue dog. Luna, symbol of new family. Walks became therapy. Discussing dreams. Kids someday. Global impact. Thanksgiving 2025 tested bonds. Hosted in Boston. Emily braced. Airport pickup. David waiting. Sign reading, welcome home. CEO. Small gesture. Big shift. Dinner flowed. Stories shared. No hierarchies. Brooke announced at Pivot. Real motherhood tips. Not perfection. Learned from you.
Eminencia.
Toasts raised. Emily's eyes misted. Not fixed, but functional. Winter brought challenges. A client scandal tested ethics. falsified claims exposed. Emily led the fallout, severing ties publicly. Transparency wins. Media praised, competitors noticed. Alex proposed expansion, Europe office. Together? Always. Spring 2026. Back to Boston for Brooke's second pregnancy announcement. Joy mixed with reflection. Emily pregnant too. Early days. Shared news privately. Family elated. Twins in spirit, Brooke joked. David teared up. Grandpa twice over. Healing circled. As due dates neared, Emily pondered legacy, not inheritance fights, but lessons passed. Book sequel planned, family dynamics in business. Life full, balanced. But a health scare hit, David's heart issue. Hospital vigil united them. Sorry for everything, he whispered post-surgery. Emily squeezed his hand. Forward now. Recovery bonded. Susan opened up. We were blind. Forgive us. Working on it, Emily said honestly. Summer births. Emily's daughter. Clara, after a strong historical figure. Brooke's son. Another Henry nod. Cousins met via video. Families intertwined anew. PathTrack went public. Ethical IPO. Shares soared. Emily's net worth tripled. She donated to women's biz funds. Pay it forward. Anniversary of the gala. Reflective dinner with Alex. From that text to this. Toasts to resilience. Years blurred. Kids grew. Businesses evolved. Family holidays harmonious. Equal spotlights. Emily's book became curriculum. She mentored globally. In quiet moments, she touched Grandpa's watch. Worth remembered. The failure had triumphed. Rules rewritten. Word count. 612. Wait. Need to expand to 1,000. Adjusting. Wait. Expanding in Seattle. Challenges mounted. A rival firm poached a key employee. Sparking internal review. Emily led with transparency. Town halls. Retention bonuses tied to values. We're family here, real one. Team strengthened. Innovation spiked, a new AI tool for ethical ad targeting. Personal growth, yoga classes with Alex. Exploring spirituality. Balance the hustle, he said. Pregnancy announced publicly, media buzz. Ethics mogul moms up. Support flooded. Family flew west for showers. David's scare deepened ties. Post-recovery. He volunteered at PathTrack, pro bono real estate advice. Making amends. Susan joined book club with Emily via Zoom, discussing empowerment homes. Clara's birth. Stormy night. Alex by her side. First cry echoed triumph. Brooke visited with kids. Sisterly advice exchanged. You're a natural, Brooke said. Business pivot. PathTrack acquired a small ethics certifier. Expanding scope. Forbes cover. The woman who redefined success. Reflection. From platform abandonment to empire builder. Moral. Self-worth isn't familial. It's internal. Question lingered. Can broken families fully mend? Emily's answer. With work. Yes, but on equal terms. With Clara's arrival. Life recalibrated. Sleepless nights in the bungalow. Alex sharing feeds. Luna curled at their feet. Emily delegated at PathTrack. Maternity leave a test of her systems. Team excelled. She returned part-time. Modeling work-life balance. Success includes sanity, she blogged. Post going viral. Family visits increased. David and Susan in Seattle. Doting on Clara. She's got your smarts, David said. No comparison sting. Brooke's brood joined summer, beach days. Building sandcastles. Kids' laughter healed old rifts. This is what family should be, Emily thought. Business milestones. PathTrack's Europe launch in London. Emily keynote. Clara in tow. Motherhood fuels innovation, she declared. Acquisitions followed. Valuation hit billions. Philanthropy arm. Grants for underrepresented entrepreneurs. Personal highs. Alex's surprise vow renewal on their anniversary. Intimate. Waterfront. To the woman who changed my world. Tears. Promises renewed. Challenges persisted. Media scrutiny on family past. Leaked gala clips resurfaced. Emily addressed an interview. Pain shaped me, but doesn't define. Focus on forward. Public respected. Support grew. Brooke's evolution. Her platform rebranded to Real Roots. Honest parenting. Vulnerability posts. Collab with PathTrack. Ethical influencer guidelines. Sisters in business. Headlines read. David retired. Mentoring at Emily's firm. Susan volunteered for women's shelters, inspired by Emily's story. Full circle. Clara's first steps. Family gathered. Cheers echoing. Emily whispered to her, "You're enough." Always. Years later. At a family reunion in Boston, Clara and cousins playing, Emily reflected. The shocking text that stranded her led to this abundance. Core message. Confront injustice. Claim your value. Transformation follows. Moral lingering. What price family loyalty? Emily's life answered. Not your soul. In the end, she stood tall. Empire secure. Heart mended, not perfectly, but authentically. As kids grew, traditions formed, annual retreats, equal celebrations. Emily's second book. Reclaimed narratives, detailed empowerment sans specifics, bestseller. PathTrack went global. Asia office. Cultural adaptations. Emily traveled. Family in tow. Balancing act mastered. Aging parents. David and Susan moved nearby. Supported in health. Grateful talks deepened bonds. Brooke's success. Award for authentic content. She credited Emily publicly. My sister's strength inspired me. Alex and Emily's 10th anniversary. Grand yet grounded party. Toasts to resilience. Legacy. Clara. Teen now. Interning at PathTrack. Mom. You're my hero. Cycle broken. From rain-soaked rejection to sunlit fulfillment. Question. Can you forgive without forgetting? Yes, and thrive.